So, yes, Mead was saying it is all about the mind, change, change of the mind, the impulsive driven mind, the habitual driven mind should change. So, what is that impulsive driven mind? Because that impulses means I'm not aware. It starts with an automatic triggers. I look at you and there is a disliking for you, and the mind triggers and it reacts. After reaction, when I think over it, I realize I should not have done it. Same thing happens with the heart being upset, reaction, anger, anxiety, duality, and a conflict. So the one master says that is it happening due to the non thinking? So, what is that non thinking? Do I think before I speak or I think after I speak? Such a simple way, but it makes sense. Oh, I don't think. So when you stop thinking, you move mechanically, habitually. What the mind has to do, mind has to trigger the past impression based on the likes and dislikes, and it has to react. And when that reaction, heart, and anxiety becomes our habit in day to day life, in relations at different times, and that is what we say the mind is suffering from. We are suffering from the stress. So the Masters makes it very clear that one problem cannot solve the problem cannot solve the very problem. I have to find a solution. But one problem is there, that both problem and the solution are present in the mind. Both problem and the solution present in the mind. But how can you say that? I experience pleasure and pain through the same mind. I have a liking and disliking from the same mind. I experience the victory and defeat from the same mind. So that is why I just, through a metaphor, I try to make us understand that that is a mental highway. We have three lanes, and otherwise, you have a highway with the three lanes. The lane number one, unwanted, unwelcome thought enters into the mind. Why unwanted, unwelcome? Because it carries the impression that has been accumulated over the years of living my habitual and impulsive life. So it attracts the corresponding thoughts. That is what is known as unwanted and unwelcome thoughts. For example, you have been insulted or or humiliated by a man with a beard. So now you look at my beard, so those impression triggers. It is so natural to understand. It is. Johnny, this is a fact. But this young guy who was hurt and got upset with the three girls, he chose the fourth one without understanding his mind. So I said, because I want to pull his mind from the lane one to the lane two. So I asked him, can you give me three benefits of getting hurt and upset? And he started laughing. Are you crazy? How can you have any benefit of hurt and then why you are hurt and crazy? So simple. No, it's not so simple. You are not in love. I said, no, I will never be in love. That hurts and that makes me upset. I love you. I love everyone. That doesn't hurt me. So he said, the way I love is different from the way you love. I said, that is the point. That is what the lane number two. I have to think. I have to make my mind understand that attachment and the love two are different things. In attachment, you have a very higher expectations. So he told me that, I gave her 200%. I said, that is the problem, and that is attachment. Who told you to give 200%? And why you gave 200% to that girl only? It's a thinking. It's you are working through the lane number two. That what I am going to do, how I am going to relate to a person, to a situation, to a time, to a particular event. And that makes then you start working on the mind. And when you start working on the mind has to change its behavior, its responses, its life. This is what our master says. I remember Krishna, who is the originator of this entire Eastern wisdom. So a seeker comes, he was totally frustrated, and but he has one point, one thought in the mind. So he told his master, Master, I surrender to you. Means what? I surrender all these unwanted, unwelcome thoughts that are coming to me. Please guide me what is right and good for me. Think of this. He has to fight his enemies, he has to conquer the war, and he said, what is right and good for me? That includes, should I stop the war? Should I stop fighting? That includes everything. I don't have to think, because the way I have been thinking is constantly making me upset, constantly make me suffer. So when any person, you are in a difficult situation, you have a problem of relationship, a situation caused you the trouble, can you keep your mind alive of the lane number two, which should ask the question, what is right and good for me in my life? Let me follow that. So you leave what you like or what you dislike, what you hate, or whether you are not at all scared, even you will get defeated. Sometime being defeated also a victory. We all love babies, small babies, cubs, cat babies, dog. How lovely, tiger cub. We can take a tiger cub as long as they are cub. Do you love also the poisonous snake babies? So there, Mira started scratching. We have to think what is right and good. So all babies are beautiful. No, it doesn't. It doesn't work that way. No, I'm just giving. So the Eastern wisdom goes with a clarity. It says, no, you have to be 100% clear. What is right and good, let me understand, let me become clear. Why I am giving 200% to anyone? Because I have lot of expectations. Is the girl asking you to give 200%? No. He told me, no, she didn't ask, but I gave. So I said, that is why you are hurt. Because with that 200% of giving everything contains lot of expectations. So we have to understand this lane one of the mind, which is impulsive driven, which creates an emotional bondage, and that results into suffering in our life. Then we get hurt, and then we start questioning how to get hurt. No, I have to understand what is right and good for me at this moment when I am hurt, when I am suffering, when I have a hatred, when I have a jealousy, when I have duality, when I have a conflict, when I experience the pain, when I feel defeated. I have to find out whether what is right and good should I follow. And that's where our master says that understand the mind. The mind is pure and impure. Impure mind, unwanted, unwelcome thoughts enters into the mind, creates likes and dislikes, hurt, jealousy, etc. And the lane number two is the intellect. Intellect means cognitive ability. Cognitive ability means I want to know why, mind, you like this or you dislike this. Why you feel there is a victory and why you feel there is a defeat. It may be because of the ego, but sometimes defeat may be good. So the master makes it clear, master clarifies that impure mind, which is impulsive driven, which has automatic trigger of those thoughts always pertaining to the likes and dislikes, hate and reaction, and that is purely irrational. I have to move from irrationality to rationality to find out what is right and good. So once we have a clarity, we have understanding. So the master says, this is the impure mind leads me to ignorance. And ignorance causes the suffering. I should know what I am eating. It should not have a poison in it. That's what we are doing. We check, it's organic, yes, oh, let me have this. But in our relationship, but in different situations, we miss it, we forget it. So that understanding is absent. Why? Because of the impulsive driven mind, because of the emotional driven mind, and that causes the problem. Otherwise, once you have a clarity of understanding, with that understanding, you do the practice, you will discover the life changes. So let's have today, we will have a longer practice. Is it okay? Yes, it is okay. So let us start. We will understand in a very simple way with that understanding, and also the practice. Eyes are closed and make your body comfortable. Make your body comfortable means find out the most comfortable position of the body. So we will learn and practice with the different stages. So if you once you have understood the different stages, you can pick up any one of the stages for your practice, or you already have a recording. I'm going to send you so that you can do the whole practice. Whole practice once a day, and any of the stages you can do during the day to check, to return to the mind that is sane, that contains an emotional freedom, poise, and the peace. Eyes are closed. Adjust and align your body so that it is comfortable. It is. So, how do you understand it is comfortable? The lane one, I told you, the impulsive driven mind is not causing any, not, not, not bringing an experience of discomfort, unease in the body. Body doesn't experience that it is uncomfortable, it is the mind. So you say, okay, mind, let me adjust and align my body and let me be comfortable. So at the first instant, it is the stage one. We will follow the three steps: being comfortable, being carefree, and being casual. Being casual means natural. It is a passive. You can say it is a passive steps. Passive steps means you are more focused on the understanding, knowledge. Being comfortable. So we are aware that all unwanted, unwelcome thoughts supported by the feeling causes me uncomfortable. So I will move in a different way what is right and good. So now look at it, you move the mind, or you look, or you feel the neck joint. So when you feel, experience, now you move from the neck joint to an experience of sensation, comfort, and steadiness. It is a knowledge, it is a feeling, it is an experience with you. So the moment you experience without doing anything, the lane one, unwanted thought and unwelcome thoughts and the feeling triggers you. How it is possible? Raises the doubt, moves the body, maintain your awareness. So look at the neck joint, feel and be there, sensation, comfort, and steadiness. So when you experience that the mind has started moving inside, we will understand what it means by moving inside later. So in that moving inside, what is after sensation, comfort, and steadiness? There is nothing but the space, emptiness, blankness. I want you to see that blankness. I want you to see and feel that space. Why? That is the way to change the lane. Be very clear. Move the mind on the shoulder joints, so it's a purely a physical. The mind is aware of the shoulder joints. Be there. So in that state of comfort, when you are there, you experience the sensation, comfort, and steadiness. And after that, you are aware of the space or a blankness, emptiness. That is so simple. Aware of the hip joint, be there, feel. Sensation, comfort, and steadiness. And the space. So you discover that in spite of unwanted, unwelcome thoughts, the space is available in the mind. So when the unwanted, impulsive, driven thoughts and the feeling dictates over the mind, we forget the wisdom, and that forgetfulness is ignorance. Awareness of the body means you recognize the body, you know the body, you are aware of the shape of the body at this moment. The moment you are aware, you experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness. The moment you experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness, then keep looking inside, awareness of the space, and you will discover that space is not only inside but all around. And the moment you are aware of the space all around, or blankness or emptiness all around, you have already made the mind to jump from the lane 1 to the lane 2. You need not to worry about after that. That is what we mean by being comfortable. We are working on the stage 1. Being carefree, unwanted thought enters into the mind. Unwelcome. What should I do? Do nothing. Again, remember, you know unwanted thoughts and the feeling are a problem, so don't fight with the problem. What should I do? No, do nothing. Just be watchful, observe. The way you watch the storm through your windows outside, you do not go outside. So that watching means awareness. That awareness is the lane 2 and the lane 1 has a storm. Let me make it clear again. Any thought, any feeling comes, that is, so it means there is a traffic jam in the lane 1. So you have slipped into the lane 2. Both are moving together. You know, you are aware of the thoughts coming and going, let them come and go. But you are free, you are watching, you are an observer, you are a knower of what is happening in the lane 1. You don't do the misadventure of stepping into the lane 1, and that is enough. That is enough. So that is the meaning that you have divided. You have divided into two. One is the knower and other is the known. What is known? Lane number 1. So what I'm doing nothing. What it looks like, you're standing across a road, lane number 2. Again, I'm making it clear. Standing across the road, watching the traffic moving. Traffic is moving. Unwanted thoughts are coming and going, maybe less or more. That is the beauty of the stage 1, in which you do nothing. The knowledge and the understanding gives you the cognitive ability to separate you from the lane 1. Now see what happens. That's what I explained, the 3 lanes. So when you are standing across a road or you are walking on the pavement and the traffic is moving, you feel the calmness. You have no worries, you have no fears. That is what happens without fighting and reacting to the unwanted thought and the feeling and the fear. You are a knower, a seer of the lane one that brings into the lane three. Where is lane three? Calmness and peace, which is already present. Again, I am telling you, so simple. Understanding is very important. You are walking on the along the side of the road and the traffic is moving. That is lane one, traffic is moving. You are walking, but you are walking with a freedom, not with a fear. You have chosen what is right and good, and that helps you to jump onto the lane three naturally. Remember this. So, what is the secret behind it? You have separated yourself. You don't claim that you are the impulsive driven mind. That is the key. When all the time, in any situation, in any event, in any relationship, you look, you feel, you are aware. And that is what is being casual and natural. That is the lane three. When we started talking, we all were natural, casual. I was speaking, you were listening, so natural. So why we are doing the practice when we can be natural? Because the practice helps me to bring about a change in the mind. That is the key. So this is what the stage number one, in which you do nothing. You can be comfortable, carefree, and casual during the day while communicating to people, facing a situation, and dealing with the situation. And I can tell you, it will go a long way. Well, if we cannot do, or we should always follow it, so then there is other way, little I can say a semi-active way. What is semi-active? You have a hatred and jealousy and anguishness against someone. So don't start focusing on that person, on that situation. You remain in the lane one, two. Because if you focus on that person with the hatred and jealousy and duality and a conflict, you have already jumped onto the lane one. There is no solution. That is what we discussed. So, what should we do? We should stick to the lane two, but the mind jumps to the lane one. No, it will not jump. And there the role of the mantra comes. Mantra contains the knowledge and understanding. That is what we have been doing for a couple of sessions. So we will. So what you do the moment any thought comes, which is unwanted, unwelcome, or it does not, you keep on saying this mantra with the meaning, with the knowledge. What it means, you keep on thinking totally in another direction. Your focus is not on a person or a situation. That is the stage two. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. You are saying in your mind. It's better to say in Sanskrit because it triggers the brain. When the brain wants to learn something new and speak something new, even mentally, it has its. It creates, the science says the neurons, new set of neurons. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः. Meaning, let there be happiness for all. But why? So you want to know how? Why? Because everyone is seeking happiness. One reason. Second reason, Eastern wisdom says happiness cannot be found in the world outside. Second reason. So that makes the mind clear. Third reason, happiness is my essential nature. Fourth reason, I want to be happy, so I have to search within myself. And that is what I am doing. No, no, but tell me, if my relations becomes angry, upset and reactive, what should I do? They are not studying Eastern wisdom, I am studying. So it is my responsibilities. So the moment you think in that way, your mind never jumps to the lane one and it says, I'm happy. You have reacted, that's your problem. You are angry, that's your problem, not my problem. That is the message of the mantra. So we are still in the stage 2, the second line of the mantra. Sarve santu niramaya. Sarve santu niramaya. Sarve santu niramaya. Let everyone be in the state of well-being. So if we ask the question, now we are going to contemplate and reflect. So in the state of sensation, comfort and steadiness, in the state of being carefree, when the lane 2 is very clear, who doesn't want a state of well-being? We have been understanding from the fly to the mosquito to the elephant to the tiger, all the living species, we all want to push ourselves into the state of well-being. But where it lies within me. So those people who do not understand, you are not making me happy, that's not, we keep silent. Why we keep silent? Because we have the knowledge. We have an understanding. You see, ultimately, to change the mind is important. Why to change the mind? The lane 1 lives in ignorance. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Let everyone be blessed. Grace and the blessing from the existence fall upon everyone. What that means? Am I praying for everyone? No. I am changing my mind. I want to stick to the lane 2. Be very clear. I am sticking by the mantra on the lane 2. I don't want to solve the problem entering into the problem. Did I tell you? We don't enter into the lane 1. Did my mind tell me that you are or someone is crazy? If the mind has told me, it means that mind is the lane 1. I have no right. Are you understanding? That understanding, that awareness. Understanding is awareness, is not. So when I understand, then I stick to the lane 2. Grace and the existence should fall upon everyone. I have a hatred against anyone? Yes. So is that person alive? Yes. Why he is alive? It is because of the grace of the existence. How can I remain alive without the grace of the existence? And the same thing with me. So I recognize it. Not only I recognize that grace is coming from the existence, but I also recognize others with whom I have impulsive driven thought is also alive. So what happens? The mind sticks to the lane too and gives you the calmness. This is the meaning of the grace and the blessing. We're not talking of religion, cult, and dogma. Sarve bhadrani pasa ma kaschid dukha bhag bhavi. Ma kaschid dukha bhag bhavi. Let none suffer from misery in this world. There should not be any misery. That is what we are hoping, we are praying, we are thinking, we are imagining for ourselves. So now see that when you are lean to, then your mind thinks that everyone is thinking in the same way. That is right. So I have no right to jump into the lane one. So you have separated completely yourself from the lane one. You are free from there, and that freedom is emotional freedom. Om Shanti. Om Shanti means I am the peace. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So this is where is the second stage. So in which we are using the mantra. In the first stage, we just used our cognitive ability, a paradigm shift. Second stage of the mantra is also a paradigm shift. What is paradigm? The way I think and speak and act in my life. So the way I think you are responsible for my problem and suffering. So I shift the paradigm of the mind. Be very clear. So when you shift the paradigm, it means you are not supporting the lane one. That is what we did in the now see sometimes the mind is so much stubborn that it keeps on thinking with a situation, with an event or a person, and the mind doesn't change so easily. We can go for something else. You look at now the stage 3. So in the stage 3, you are looking at the breath. The breath is going in and out. So we have to engage the mind with the breath, with the body movement, so that it goes too far from the lane one. How to engage it? You inhale little deeper and expand your belly. And then you exhale deeper, you squeeze your belly. So means what? You should feel the sensation of expansion and the squeezing of the belly with inhalation and exhalation, but do it calmly. Do not allow the mind to react. Do it as slow as possible. So easy. As the breath starts going in, Continue moving the breath, make it little deeper and expand your belly. In the moment the breath starts coming out, you start squeezing consciously the belly. What I said, you are relating, you are uniting, you are integrating, you are syncing the mind, the belly movement, and the breath. I believe you got it. So, another tagline to check if we are doing it correctly: the breath is deep. It means you take time to inhale. It is silent. You don't make a noise. It means you're not breathing haphazardly and your mind is not reacting. So it is deep and silent. And it is also slow. Why it is slow? It will help you raise your awareness, or what you say, the cognitive ability will be at a higher level. You are aware and attentive much more than usual. That is the trick with the breathing. It's a common sense. And now you make your breath little deeper with the movement of the rib cage. So you have started breathing and you expand your belly, continue to inhale deeper and then expand your ribs. Remember, don't forget, deep, silent, slow. As you exhale, squeeze your belly and then your rib cage. So this is one breath in which you expand your belly and the chest, and in the other exhalation, one breath, you squeeze your belly and the rib cage. First few breaths, I can see that it becomes little unease, but as you continue, but don't forget deep, silent, and slow breath. That is the meaning of the deep, silent, slow breath. Your inhalation into the belly should be more than the rib cage. Why? Rib cage contains the smaller lobes of the lungs, and the lower lobes of the lungs are larger. So when I say belly expands, it is basically the diaphragm goes down. Lower lobes of the lungs are filled with air. Nothing goes against the sinuses. So I'm using belly and the chest. They use the diaphragmatic breathing and the thoracic breathing. But tagline: deep, silent, slow. You're not in a hurry. So when you're not in a hurry, it is slow. You are breathing with a higher level of awareness and attention that takes your mind totally away from the lane one. Deep, silent, slow. You will experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness in the body. There may be a variety of sensations that enters into the body. It may be tingling or numbness or heaviness. That is a good sign. continue. Now we will go for the stage 4. Leave that deep silence, slow breath. But as you leave it, your breath returns to its normal pattern. Just keep on watching how the breath becomes short, small. So the stage 4 is again almost a state of doing nothing. First, you know the breath is going in and out. You know it. And you also know when the breath goes in and comes out, you have some sensation inside the nose. Go on exploring the breath in relationship to the mind and in relationship to the body. Now, when the breath goes, either your rib cage or the belly goes up or down, or the breath returns, the belly and the chest, there is some movement. Become aware of that movement. Our master says when the breath goes in, your belly should go out or the rib cage should go out if it is going in while breathing in. It's a wrong pattern. Who caused it? Mind. Which mind? The lane one. So should I change it? No. So when you keep your awareness of the breath without making any effort, that very awareness changes the pattern by itself. That is why we say we have to keep our that's why the Buddha spoke about the breath mindfulness. That is the fourth stage. But to reach to that fourth stage, if we follow the first three, it helps us to reach to the. So as if you are doing nothing, you are aware of the breath going in, aware of the movement of the body, subjected by the breath going in or coming out. You're just aware. You're just looking. You're just feeling at a distance. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside the palms, know your experiences. Bring the hands down. How are you, John?
Hi, Girish. I'm fine. This, I guess, lasted
40
40
minutes.
minutes or something like that, and that's about the fastest 40 minutes I can remember. So it was good.
It was good. I like it. It means your mind can sustain a longer practice. That's so wonderful. That's so beautiful, and you liked it. Oh, you thought that your mind was thinking that, oh, it's a longer one. How are you, Mead?
It seemed very long to me, and that I went somewhere,
Okay.
and then eventually I came back again.
But you felt good.
Yes, a deep
Yes.
stillness.
Yeah, that is really good.
Yeah, I'm like,
So
letting it go.
letting it go. That there is a benefit of doing the longer practice also, provided our mind can sustain every time.
Mm.
So in between we'll be doing the longer practice. So that is all for today. Thank you.